let's do the next part of this day. Like I said, that quiet night thing has happened a lot in my life. Probably not like a ton, but like good times of like one hand I can count for sure. The black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Backborough. Man, imagine being in that situation where you know you're not going to make it. It's so hard to do that. That one's difficult to get around. Because I have a ball mouse, so it kind of like flickers. An escaped prisoner runs northwest. He hid me in the first building. He came to. See, here's the thing. Does this mean that the prisoner came and killed him? Because he said he hid me, so, like, does that mean his body was, like, hidden? Because that would make sense, right? That's another reason why us kids were told to stay in the dark, in the light of the yard, was that it is not unusual. It never happened to me or my family, but it is not unusual for prisoners to escape in the night. And normally low-level criminals like thieves or people who have drug charges but not necessarily the dealer or thing, like, mild things. Well, mild for the sake of bad crimes that send you to jail kind of thing. But the ones who are going to jail and stuff for prison and stuff, they would sometimes escape and they would try to sneak into farmhouses in the night. So that's why a lot of farmers also have guns, because it is very common for them to try to take the ransack of the house. And it's a lot harder to do when the yard is lit up like Christmas all the time with cameras and sensors. I have relatives who have like deer sensors out so that they can sense movement in their yards. They do this for two reasons. One, for protection, and two, it also gives them a good indication of what kind of animals are in the vicinity. That also, especially with the farming families, because then they could see if they had wolves, or if they had coyotes, or if there was a bear tipping their trash over. I had an uncle who had that happen. He had a bear that kept coming over. He thought it was a bear, but it turned out it was a family of raccoons, and he like got the setup and stuff going, and the raccoons were getting into his trash every morning or every night. They were getting into it, and they were bumping into it. He says it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. I didn't see the footage personally. I was little, where they were knocking it over with their bodies as a group, and then proceeding to rip the crap out of his trash, making a huge mess for him to clean up his gravel road. And also, it attracted other bigger animals, obviously, and just rodents in general. My uncle said he caught it pretty quickly, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But he said it took him a while to try and get those dang raccoons to stop eating his trash. He had to start using, like, bungee cords on his, like, trash can to, like, keep them out. So they would still rip the bags at the top, but when it was overflowing a little bit, but they couldn't get themselves, like, they couldn't tear it up. Even when they tipped it upside down, they couldn't do issues, so it wasn't as bad. At one point, he said that they did have to make sure that they filled it to somewhat, the trash can, because one night they didn't fill it that much because they were, like, on vacation for, like, a little bit, so the trash bin just didn't have a lot of trash in it because they weren't there to make trash. And one of the raccoons squeezed his fat butt into it because, like, similar to cats, raccoons can kind of get into small places. So long as they can fit their skeleton through, they can get through it, kind of thing. So he had got this raccoon got really desperate and got trapped inside the trash bin because as soon as he squeezed his butt in, the jumper cables or they're jumper capers, pulled on it, and then he got stuck inside of it. And the only reason he knew that the raccoon was in there was that as soon as he went up to he moved the trash can a little bit, he heard it hiss at him. And then he heard, like, scratching and scurrying, and then he had to find a way to get this ticked-off raccoon out of his trash can. And also, the trash that was in there, luckily, didn't have much food in it, so that even ticked off the raccoon more. Anyways, story time over. Let's define this prisoner situation. Alright, I escaped prison. So where is the jailhouse? Old jail, which is the 10. Head northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. This one? Never eat sour watermelon. Okay, beat this one. Prisoner ran northwest. I think is he start to go here and then run up the road? I mean, you're not wasting your time, you're just running around. Like, can't you just run around? Do you have to, like, you know, worry too much? Northwest. Like I said, I don't know if it's... Okay. Right area, just too much west. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flames of my lantern coat does little to pierce its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all. When suddenly and unexpectedly I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop for further study and a warm drink. Yeah, that's fair. It's more than fair, man. More than fair. Okay. Awesome. We are up to par. Let's go. Good morning, Verona, my dear. Ah, well, that's just perfect. Undermere is fizzing with fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no mind to me. I'm an old lady who got out on the wrong side of bed. It's okay, like you. These ravens have got under my skin is all. Please do let Elliot know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology out of the book. Thank you. It's okay, Verona. I know your life is just a little bit rougher and people are jerks to you. I know. She's such a good person beyond that. Hello. You're so beautiful. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no properties. I heard the horn shackle might be the answer. Okay. I feel that. That feeling is such a horrible feeling. Okay. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowed the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, though more commonly tomes of kinds. Example of an elaborate horn shackle. See, this one confused me because this one looked more like that, but I'm pretty sure it's like one of these, right? Something about them. The remarkable textured clay. Yeah, isn't it like something remarkable? This part feels smooth. Yeah, like I think it's this one. I think it's this one that we were looking at, because I thought it was this one or this one when we first did, because it has horns and they're smooth. But I'm pretty sure. Change in one's life. We don't have a symbol for life, right? that this comes into play just yet. Yeah. This item has horns. Closer inspection reveals that the horns have been worn smooth. Yeah. That was pretty good on my part, because I totally forgot it was this. I was like, wait, we have one thing that actually has horns on it that isn't that. Okay. I like the green in the background of this. This is a beautiful day. At least the weather's looking a little better out there today. Yeah, this is true. Thank you for the mail. I love it. Good day. You might be interested to hear that my prolonged turned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours. For the right price, of course. I don't want to pay for things. I want things given to me. Come to the farm. So you go to Robinson's farm, which is 31. Oh, 30, sorry. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. You're a shit haggler. That's not how this works. What is this? Is it made of iron? Texture, tarnished silver. Okay. Raised details. I think this one causes levitation, right? Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay? You had one job. Let's take this here. Cats enjoying the weather at least. Come on in. Hello, my dear. Jupiter and me, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk into the dark on an important business, no doubt. I wonder if you could help me. Why did you have to describe that so weirdly? I'm visiting my grandmother later. I want to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. I thought about a moon heart would bring her some comfort. This is what she's looking for, but I'm gonna go here and read the book to be sure. Yeah. These carved tomes are more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with the sentiment of feeling as such as love or joy. They held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Celican and nocturnal disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. It has the owl on it. We're gonna actually examine it real quick, though, because I won't do that. I'm overcome with a warm feeling, a loving emotion. Polished. It's interesting that is how you feel with it here. Lightly colored wood. Okay. It smells like nothing. Okay. Oh yeah, so this is the first one. Okay. Yeah, so it's this one for sure. This one because I think this is the cutest little statue that we have in the collection. This is a carved totem. The owl is associated with the night. It bears a concealed crescent shape, kinda. Yeah. I don't know. I think just kind of consider that to be the owl's eyebrows, but okay. Using the closer inspection tool, it tells me it imparts a feeling of joy. See, this is like my favorite item in the game because it's the cutest thing ever. It's like a harmless looking statue and it makes everyone feel like you love them. It's that you're to feel the love that people have for you. It's really great. A friend of mine, or former friend I should say, has bbeen stealing my jewelry from me. Okay. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure she would never happen again? Okay. Now, last time we did this, we ended up using, I think, the seed of binding on her. Let me check. These items are made of 2 distinct materials, representing the mental and wings and the wings, waxing and wings. I don't know. I think it's wings. Put an X and a Y on. You put the WXY in there. I don't know anything about it. The mind and the body. The winding path. The mind is described by a spiraling component of the body, the seed. A binding seed is a fitting punishment for amplifying the feelings of guilt and shame. Okay, so we do know what this is. This is what this is. I'm pretty sure. I don't like how this makes you feel. Yeah. I like how he was like, I don't like that. That's not cool. Okay, so this one, we're gonna call it the binding seed. This is the first time we've seen, we've seen it actually, up close, like I didn't know you could change the colors of them. That's kind of cool. I changed it to blinding seed when it needs to be binding. Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna give her the binding seed this time, though. This time, I just want to label it so it was labeled. This time we're gonna give her Zell. Because I think last time we didn't give her Zell. It's one of the last things we didn't have. Warned about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items tend to instill a sense of fear and paranoia that can be difficult to remove. These are made of any kind of material except wood or clay, and typically they have no no symbols or any writings upon their surface. Okay. So, there's a darkness to it, as if holding onto fear itself. Okay. I don't think it said anything about that. Somewhat painful. Somewhat painful. Really? Bronze, iron. Is that what this is? No. Okay. It wasn't positive. Remarkable. Okay. Fire feels lighter. Okay. It's not the issue. Tarnished silver. Okay. To see, do we even have Zeah as like an option? Warn about the neck. Made of anything that isn't wood. This? Yeah, I think I'm being watched. Yes, it's this. Yeah, because it's the paranoia thing. This item is made of a single material bronze. It bears no symbol or other markings. It can be worn around the neck. Upon closer inspection, I can feel a sense of paranoia. Last time we used the binding seed on her to make her feel guilty. Now we're going to make her feel paranoid. Because she's going to come in here and we're going to have to fix her issue. Hello! We found a man just now in a house where all the ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was white. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that are going to give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he wasn't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Segeberg, and I'll be taking Liberin to see for safety. Okay, so you want a medallion for safe passage. You mentioned this before. Okay, we can make that happen. Just give me a second. I'll remember my ABCs. Levian, our purpose to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change. They are not held in high regards for most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that Libin is not merely decorative. There are powers in symbology, as the old thaumaturges knew well. Okay, so let's look for the symbol of wisdom. I think I know which one it is. It's this one, yeah. I think it's this one. Because it doesn't give off a remarkable thing, so it's not, like, ideal. But he thinks it's helpful. Yeah, the item bears the symbol of wisdom. Goodbye! Another day full of good business. Now, let's close this book up. I wonder what's going to happen with that girl when she comes in, because I feel like she's going to be paranoid out of her mind. She's going to be losing her marbles. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head, where he had sliced himself with the driving hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. 'Cause you blind now. We know exactly who this is now. Oh yeah, this is the block we look for. It looks so cool. I like that they did that. Okay. Oh, the rain. So beautiful. So horrific, but beautiful. Okay. I think it's this, right? I don't know, it feels like it's the opposite of that. Oh, this is the top part, isn't it? Yeah, that's the top part. This is the lower part. Yeah, so it's this part here. Yeah, got it. In a narrow gap between the two houses, I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I manage to work it loose, and when it finally comes to free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snapped open, revealing its long-hidden treasure. That was a crappy box. How did it didn't break that? That's what I want to know. Alright. Strange bottle of liquids, which we already know is a thing. Gold and gemstones. Alright. Ready, kitty, for the day. Hello, my dear. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francisca Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you heard from Mr. Hungerford It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with malarias and of occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hoping an alpha can't have the same effect. Okay, I know what that is because I've seen enough of it, but I'm gonna look in the book to see if there's anything any information I missed last time. This item weighs the same as a man's heart, according to the myth, a popular myth. The truth is, it's less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important, and should not stray more than a hair, or from precisely 1 pound. They are placed on the chest of those in a comb to draw them out. Okay. Of a pound, right? Yep, there's that. Here you go, dearie. The item, is made of stone. Weighing the item on my scales, it is exactly 1 pound. Nice. Goodbye, my dear. Hopefully you can cure him. Hello. Oh, she's wearing the pendant now too. I have been looking over my shoulder all day. Something's coming for me. I can feel it. Yeah, you can. I want a shield charm. I need it right away. I like how she's wearing it now. Because she wore it last time, too. Shield charm. Generally, charms of shield protection... Charms of protections have a little to offer in the skilled thermators but can have some small effect on a spirit or a wandering shroud. Will not abide to them, for example. Each charm makes use of the art of symbology and ancient and some say primitive components of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely made precious metals. Okay, so it said it relies on thermos. We know that it's got protection on it. So it's got this symbol on it. It's not made of precious metals, so it's not made of the gold stuff here. So it's gotta be one of these things. I'm pretty sure it's this because it's got the protection thing on it, and nothing about this is really good metal. It's like, I think that's even, pewter is worse than like 10. So we're gonna do that. Yeah. This pendant is a symbol of protection on it, yeah. Okay, cool. What if that doesn't do anything? Does she come back more scared? More like paranoid? That'd be hilarious. There's something I wanted to show you. Oh. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. That's fair. That's wise. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw you a quick map. There. Okay. Thank you. I mean, at least he had the decency to not touch it. You know? It would have been so easy to touch it, you know what I mean? Okay. There's a church in the middle of this. So, okay, so there's this. Is it here? Maybe? So I was looking for lakes and stuff. We're looking at a lake that has a thing on it. That doesn't look right because the road's not branching off. This could be it. Yeah, I think it's this, maybe? limited because there's only 2 ponds in town. Well, there's 3. There's this one here. Yeah, it's this one. Because there's the Y here, and then there's the road here. This one doesn't have that. It's not quite an exact, but it's pretty good. The shed is actually a wooden summer home that looks out over the pond. But it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rust in a molten green cloak. I find that I'm looking for find what I'm looking for near the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it, and I notice that there is another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. Nice. So this one is just gold and no gemstones. This one has a gemstone in it. As you can see, I'm separating them by like materials and things if I can help it. Especially with the pendants. Okay, so there's that. Alright, I think we'll do one more customer and then call it. I'm curious. Oh, hello, Verona. My dear, what can I get you? Eline's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. Yeah, I've come from Hungerfort's house, and where I've been helping Dr. Robertson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much going on to go on. I find that a shattering obelisk vessel, but whatever did this all was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of. And the ravens, very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what I'm to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleeston Castle to see if Elmwood Bishop could shed any light on their behavior. But first, I would like a vestige. Whatever this is, I don't want it spreading. She wants to prevent it from being diseased. Okay. A vestige can be used to prevent the spread of diseases and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames turn pale blue in their presence. I think I know what it is. I think it's this. Yeah. Because we use this once or twice in the story. Using a candle, I'm able to confirm the flames burn blue in its presence. Alright, goodbye, my dear. Be safe. Oh, it's the end of the day. So if it's the end of the day, we'll just go ahead and read the last card. Might as well, right? 2 days earlier, the writer and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnel below the Kirkhead Tower. They make a discovery. Their elation at this find would soon turn to horror, as most finds do. Come on, get around the corner there. It's really difficult. There we go. It's a nice key design. After a disagreement between 2 houses, I was buried behind key and lock. Okay. Alright. We're gonna give it a break and switch games now. I believe we're switching to 6-sided Oracle.
And we can just dance tonight.